Hello, everybody, and welcome to another quest with Carole Lynn Grant. My name is Bruce Starr. I've been a TV and radio talk show host and producer for the last 30 years. Today, we're going to focus on healing ourselves and how we can heal others who are having problems with their health. So with that said, hello, Carole Lynn Grant. Thank you so much for being a part of this show. I'm very excited to hear what we're going to learn from you today.
Me too. I'm excited to share it. And I'm excited about being able to talk about the power of this time, which is so incredible for all of us, each and every one of us, if we knew that we had that power. And so when Bruce invited me to do these shows, The Quest with Carole Lynn Grant, I've had a journey of over 50 years of living in the metaphysical world, of becoming intuitive overnight, and of doing impossible things and great healings. And so I mentioned to Bruce, so many people right now are dealing with their body, with their health, or friends even leaving the planet. And suddenly, because the trends are hard, and right now, but they're going to get better as we get into 2024. If we have more tools, and that's my desire, to give you supernatural tools that you can use that elevates your life to the fourth dimension, that brings you into the world of the supernatural, which is mentioned in the Bible, because the source of all creation said we are little gods. He's God, we're little gods. But that we can do everything that the Lord did on the earth. We can do it. We can lay hands on others and they can be healed. We can speak words of healing and the words will go for a distance and heal their body. It's such an exciting time. I really want you to know this, audience, that you're unlimited, that you're dynamic, and that you have authority on the earth. And so with that, I'm also an astrologer, and I just wanted to mention to Bruce that this is such a powerful time for him on the planet. He's in Aries, and with 3 Aries planet, is that right? And
Yes, I'm full of fire planets, and it's pretty
and
wild.
Sagittarius. Anyway, it is time for him to spread his wings even more and to go into new dimensions of what he wants to do with his talents. He's a published author. He's a teacher. He's a wonderful speaker. But he also, I mean, you're Dr. Love too, right? You do singles events.
Love coach.
Love coach. Okay. I'm a life coach. But for you, audience, please get this feeling in your heart when you're listening to me speak, how unlimited you are. I mean, all through 2023, we have been limited. It's like we've been in a cave. The planets were so hard that we would try and start something and it wouldn't go. And then it would stop. And then we wouldn't feel good. Or a family member was in a crisis, whatever. We're going to better times, especially as we get into 2024. And so you're ready, Bruce. You're more than ready to spread your wings and go wherever you want. I mean, you may be thinking about traveling to California or New York, different places where you can maybe be interviewing other people. I don't think that's so much what you want to do. I think we want to take this show to the world, because for possibility thinkers, for people who believe in themselves and believe that we are dynamic, that we have authority on earth, we can do great things here. And you know, the Zoom is so much fun because with the Zoom possibilities, we can reach you. You know, my favorite show, Mind Quest, I want to go into the healing because one of the most amazing healings I ever heard of was the gentleman that I had on my show. He was a Scorpio, but he spent 11 years in the hospital because he had been operated on in his spine, all along his back, and it wouldn't heal. And so he spent 11 years in the hospital, his spine wouldn't heal. And one day he was reading the Bible and he got so fed up, he threw the Bible across the room. And then he got up and he got the Bible back because, from heaven, when heaven is helping us, we are unlimited. So anyway, what happened is a doctor came in and said he had to have a major operation to reverse the colostomy. And he said to him, if you can keep your fever down for a day, I can do that operation. And at least that part of you is already healed. So that's what he did. He concentrated not on his entire body getting well, but on the fever being normal so we could have the operation to get his body parts back, if you will. And that's what happened. He had the operation and that part of him got better. And then he began to focus on this with this reality that I can concentrate on one part of my body and get it better. And then almost like a patchwork quilt, I can get other parts of me better and better and better. And that's what he did. He got totally healed. He got out of the hospital and he's even had a baby girl since then. His whole life has come together. And I'm so excited about that because that's what I believe for us all right now. In the listening audience, for me, for you, Bruce, for our families, that this is a new age we're entering. As an astrologer, I have to tell you, we are now entering the age of Aquarius, where Pluto is going into the sign of Aquarius. We're brilliant. Our minds are unlimited. This is where dimensions come in. Breakthroughs, possibilities, great lumps of sum winding up in your lap because you said the right thing at the right time or did the right thing at the right time. And I'm all about timing. And I think the timing, Bruce wanted to do the show a year ago. And I said, Bruce, the time's not right. He said, all right, you tell me when the time's right. And we'll do the show. The time's right, Bruce. Back to you.
I've got to tell you that probably about 20 years ago, I was playing softball. Maybe it was 30 years ago. 25 years ago, I think it was, now that I think about it. I was playing softball and some kid slid into me. And it was like the first inning, the second batter slid into me trying to break up a double play. And he shattered my ankle. And they had to get me to the hospital. And they put a surgeon in front of me. And I said, Doc, do I have to get surgery? I don't want to get surgery. I don't like surgery. So he says, just listen to this. He took my ankle and he started moving it around. And you heard crunches like Rice Krispies. He said, yes, you have to have surgery. But the reason I tell you this was the first time that I really had a belief in healers. And here's what happened. I had the surgery. They put a cast on me. And you brought up that I'm a professional speaker. I have been since the middle 80s. And I was speaking to a group of parents without partners with a cast on my leg. I mean, I just had this surgery like the week before. At the end of this event, a woman came up to me and she says, I can help you heal your leg. I said, okay, I'm certainly not against it. I'll try anything, because the last thing I wanted to do was to walk around in the cast in the dead of summer in South Florida for 6 months. So she, over my cast, she put her hands didn't even touch the cast. She just put her hands. She did that for a couple of minutes and she said, go to your doctor and have them take another x-ray. I said, I was just there. She said, go ahead, go back to the doctor. I went back and they took an x-ray and it had healed dramatically. And I went back to her again a week or so later, and she did another healing. She said, go back to the doctor, talk to them again. They took another, they said, we don't want to take another x-ray. I said, please take the x-ray. Took the x-ray. It healed so much that they took off the cast and put on an air cast. And that meant that I could take the air cast off, go to the pool. And I have to tell you, I've heard people complain when they break an ankle that they're not recovered for 6 months, 8 months, it still bothers them. Well, I've got to tell you that with 5.5 weeks, I was walking around without a noticeable limp. And it was because of this incredible healer lady who appeared in my life just at the right time. Isn't that something?
You know, that's something, and it proves the power of healing, but it also proves the power of spontaneity. You know, in the right person can be in the right place at the right time to help us to get to our next step, whatever it is. And that's another thing that I really want to bring out in this show. Maybe we've accomplished a lot of things by ourselves, but it's time to be a team member, to reach out and help each other. And as we do that, we elevate quicker because we're supposed to elevate quick right now. My story for the very first healing that I had, because I had broken my back and my neck diving when I was 12 years old. And from that time, I kind of spent journeys where my back really hurt, you know. But I had given birth to twin girls, Heather and Holly, and I had them in my front lawn, and I was setting them in their carriage because we were going to go for a walk. And a boy ran into me with his bicycle and hurt my back again. But this time it ruptured my disc, the disc in my back. Well, I tried everything to get well, and doctors wanted to operate on my back. But I knew I didn't need an operation. So I heard about a healer, and he he was a renowned healer at the time. He's not alive now, Lou Smith. But he was 50 miles from me, and I traveled to get to see him. And the first thing he did is put his hand on me, and he said, "You don't believe in healing, do you?" And I said, "I don't know if I don't believe, but I don't see how it can happen that quick. But that's why I'm here, and I'm willing to believe that you will be able to heal me with the gifts that come from heaven." He put his hand on my shoulder, Bruce, and I started to twist in my body. And ladies and gentlemen, what it felt like is that I was a chiropractor from heaven, was working on me and moving my body all around. And I started to go into a back bend. And I said to him, "Lou, I can't do this. The doctors told me not to bend." And he said, I don't care. Whatever this healing energy is, wants you to bend. So go for it. Well, I wound up in the back bend. And then them of my knees behind me, you know, like a kid sit on the floor where they're in a squat. They're all the way down, but their legs are behind them.
Right.
When I could get into that position, then Spirit wanted me to get my head on the floor. So I wound up in the back bend from that position. And when I could really kind of like get flat, which took a long time because it really hurt, and my muscles were hurting. But once I got flat enough, I heard a pop, and my back was healed.
Wow.
When I got up, my back was completely healed.
Wow.
And that was such an amazing experience that I went back to study with Lou Smith, not to become a healer, but to understand what is that energy, that wonderful energy that I had no clue that we could tap into. That healed my back when doctors had given up on me. They said, go to the hospital and have an operation. And so I joined a healing group of 25 healers. I was a new kid on the block. I didn't know anything, and I didn't know how psychic I had become. But we sat in a circle, a healing circle. We used to have a lot of them years ago. We should start doing them again. And in this healing circle, Lou said to me, that gentleman over there, his knee is shattered and they haven't been able to heal it. Would you please go over and put your hand on his knee? And
Wow.
I, Lou, Bruce, when I put my hand on his knee, I could feel the bones moving in
Wow.
his knee. I could feel it, and he could feel it. And when I took my hand off, he was healed.
Oh my goodness.
His knee was healed. So this is a we're talking about healing now because this dimensional world that we're going in, so many of us are mystics or professionals or coaches, writers, whatever our career. If we're in our full strength, if we're not dealing with a lot of pain, we can enjoy this journey as we enter into this new era. And
Absolutely.
I'm going to refer to as the age of Aquarius.
Absolutely. Something else happened to me. I was living out in California. It was probably the very early 2000s, and we'd heard about a healer who came to LA from Hawaii, very famous healer. And we went to see him, and I was having trouble, like here, not inside, but like structurally. Like I was getting all stiff, and I can't even explain it, but it used to tighten up on me, and it wasn't my heart or anything like that. And I raised my hand, and he chose me. And I said to him, I'm always stiff, and it always feels like it's all clogged up. And he says, okay, hold on. Now, I tell you, all of a sudden, I started feeling and hearing, just like what you said about the knee and the bones moving around. I'm not doing anything. And I feel and hear the bones moving around in my sacrum, succum, whatever the hell this area is. And it hasn't been perfect since, but it's much, much better. And I was like blown away that he's all the way in the other side of the room. And there's no doubt that I could hear and feel these bones maneuvering themselves back into a much healthier place. So I know this is possible. And we're sharing these stories because we want everybody out there to start accessing their own power. And it's, again, we talked about this at the last show. It's like going to a gym. If you think you could heal, you've got to do it. You've got to just keep trying, and you keep practicing and keep helping people and help yourself. And Carole's here to teach, the different kind of ways to do that. So we so appreciate you sharing your knowledge, Carole.
This time, if the audience, you've been listening to healing stories. So, people, if you out there, if your hands are beginning to jingle, hold your hands up like that. Relaxed. And we welcome in the Holy Spirit. We welcome in the healing energy, the life force that we get to live in that has power beyond what we can imagine. And are your hands beginning to tingle?
Yes.
Right? And audience, if your hands are beginning to tingle, you can lay those hands on somebody. If that's somebody who's got a headache or somebody around you who's dealing with something, put your hands on them because that healing energy can transfer that easy with full commitment, realizing that the light of the source of our creation is in us, and we're supposed to be doing these things. And this is part of working and walking in the world of the supernatural. That's why I want to invite you and bring you with me. Come into this world of the supernatural where we're completely unlimited. And there have been inventors like George Washington Carver. He was able to invent 300 things from peanuts. because peanuts were we were in the Great Depression, and people didn't have any money. But he developed 300 different ways that you could use peanuts, and each time God gave him the new way, like tires, you can make tires, all different kinds of products out of peanut.
Oh.
And then another time, 200 ways of another. Right in our hand, simple. I think it was potatoes that he worked with. Anyway, right at our hands, we have all ability. We are unlimited potential. And that's the quest I'm on. The quest, my favorite show, Mind Quest, that I had on radio for 5 or 6 years, reached the nation eventually. And what an intrigued audience I had. Now, through the Zoom, we can be visual and you can hear us and we can go everywhere. So it's party time. So let's enjoy how unlimited we are.
Absolutely. You know, eventually we're going to do some live shows that we can send right over the internet, maybe on YouTube, maybe on Facebook, and where we will be able to work directly with you out there. We want you to spread the word. We want you to let people know that we're doing this show, and we want to put you on our mailing list. So please, if you, as you see the ticker go by underneath, give us your email address and your name so that we can keep in touch with you, because Carole's going to be doing some great events in the coming year. We're getting close to the end of the year now. She'll be doing classes. We'll be doing healing circles. We'll be doing a lot of amazing things, and maybe we'll be visiting you wherever you are in the country, and who knows, maybe wherever you are in the world. But it really comes down to having skills. You've met Lauren, my wife. Lauren was a massage therapist for 20 something years. And whenever I need help on something, lower back goes out, upper back goes out, I say, honey, please, would you please not give me a massage, but, you know, kind of do a healing on me. And 4 out of 5 times when she does that, it works. She knows she's a healer. She's been healing with massage for years. And you could do it too. It's not like a woo-woo thing. It's not way out there. It's not a super difficult thing. All you have to do is start doing it, and you'll start seeing results in a fairly quick amount of time.
You know, Bruce, what I plan to do, I think we'll do another show on healing because there's so much to talk about. But then I want to talk about prosperity, because when our mind has a petition that we can say to the source of all creation, I would like to have this amount of dollars in order to do this. The money arrives, the client calls, the person shows up, the bank account is altered, and we didn't go to the bank to put the money in. I mean, it's such an exciting time. You know, I'm up in years. I'll tell you, audience, I don't care. I'm going to be 86
Wow.
in January.
Wow.
86. And I'm as excited as I was in my 30s and 40s. You know, brain is totally alive. And we can, as long as we're breathing, we can go on a new adventure. And that's what I'd like to invite you to do, is come on the journey of Mind Quest. Now, Bruce, you have a tool that people can buy.
Oh, yes.
Or maybe rent, that brings healing also.
This is my wife. Leave it to my wife, Lauren. She goes out there in the world and finds the most amazing, highly technological advancements. This is called Awakened Mind. Now, I'm going to put this on, and I'm going to show you. It goes like this. Okay, so here's what happens. I'm going to turn this on for a second, and you will see inside is lights, pulsing lights. Our ears are very sensitive, and we have pulsing lights going through them. Then we have binary beats going through this. And we also hear this, the man who developed this process. And then over here, there's lights that you, with your eyes closed. Now, what's amazing about this, there's 2,000 different programs. This is funny. There's 2,000 different programs. Now, you can have this on for having trouble sleeping. You can have this on for PTSD, and PTSD doesn't necessarily just mean that you were at war and went to war and came back and are troubled. If you had your first love break your heart, if you had lost a job or fired from a job that you loved, if you couldn't see a family member, it broke your heart. This helps everything, because what it does, it taps your brain in a very, very positive way. There's 2,000 programs. It helps you sleep. It helps you with depression. It helps you with anxiety. I can go on and on. Sometimes when I wake up at 3 or 4 in the morning, and I'll put this on and I'll listen to this 15, 20-minute program. And lots of times I don't get to sleep, and I get, well, what's going on here? I didn't get to sleep, and I take it off and I put it down. And by the time I remember anything else, it's 4 hours later, because this thing really helps you get some sleep. So this is just an example. And if you'd like more information, please, I'll have my email below, and you can ask me for more information. This is an amazing healer, similar to med beds. I don't know if you're hearing about med beds yet, but it's an amazing healer that you can have right in your own home to heal you at any time. It's really quite spectacular.
You can tell how excited we are, audience. And this is a new day, a new era. We're more, the average person out there gets awakened. Your intuition is waking up this year. Your intuition is giving you answers. Your dreams are talking to you. There is spiritual guidance from above that gives us that idea that can create that invention or that program or that healing or the food you should be eating and the food you shouldn't be eating. I mean, in my dreams, I get guided in every practical way. You know, in my living, I'm not as practical. I'm organized. I'm a Capricorn, and my home is well organized. But I will go off and ventures in the spirit and lose some hours because it's so exciting in the spirit. You know, and so that's where I want you to be. Remember, you have unlimited potential, and that we're blessed. We have favor on our life. We've been given grace to have a whole new beginning. And also, we have authority on the earth to command our blessings. I think that's, what we would like to have now. Because, if you go, for an example, sometimes we're vague when God, can you bring me a brand new day? That's not going to give you your answer. It's like going to buy a washing machine. What kind do you want? How much do you want to spend? What size do you want? So if we write down our goals and are very, very clear, then we can petition God, because God grants us grants. I love that.
Yeah,
And I'll do programs on teaching that too, but that you can tell how excited I am. I love to teach. Game on.
yeah. And I'm a teacher also, and it makes me happy when I've accumulated quite a bit of knowledge in my world and in my life. And it's, when I do teach the kids, I don't just teach them math, although I do sometimes. Sometimes they're in the 5th or 6th or 7th grade, and they don't know their times tables yet. Well, if I find out they don't know their times tables, by the time they get out of that class with me, they're going to know their times tables. But I get to share a lot of my life and what I've learned in life with the students, because they know they have a real good affection for me. They know I care about them. And they know they learn things from me that the other teachers can't quite teach them with all those standardized tests that they have to teach. And so I teach them outside the box. And I know, Carol, you can relate to that. And there's so much more. You said we could do another show on healing, and I'm sure that we will do another show. Any last minute things that you'd like to let the audience know before we end the show here today?
Yes, how much time do we have?
Oh, as much as you want.
Okay. Well, first of all, what happened yesterday should not dominate today. So to be here now will totally empower you. Be at each day, be in your body, be in your mind, be in your spirit, be here now. And in standing at that, we are at a door that can open or a gate from heaven, that could be handed to us. If we are ready to go, it's like the 10 virgins. 5 of them had oil for their lamps and 5 didn't. So have oil for your lamp and get ready to go on a journey, because we're going to take you on a journey. And be willing to go with your feelings, your intuitive feelings, because you may even be feeling kind of movement in your body coming more alive. So you can experience healing just by what we're talking about. And so the journey with Carole Lynn Grant brings you to this 4th dimension, the world of the supernatural, where we are unlimited. And I'd like to meet a lot of you. So later on, we'll do some programs where we can have a live audience, and I can invite you to our studios and we can meet some of you. So, and have a lunch, bring a best dish and we can all break bread and have food together. So this is almost like a center that we're creating, but it's a visual, languaging, healing center that has the unlimited potential to be anywhere we want to be at the right time. And I love that.
I love what you said about the 10 virgins, because it makes so much sense that the ones that have the oil for the lamp, they're the light workers. They light the way, just like the sun behind me lights the way, just like the lighthouse lights the way. And then there's ones that don't have the oil, that don't share the light or don't feel the light. And we need to be with the light workers. We need to have more respect for the light workers, be with them, spend more time with them. And then we learn from them how to be more effective and stronger light workers.
Totally. Yeah. And flexible and adaptable.
And when is your birthday? When is your birthday? I want people to celebrate with you.
January 14th.
January 14th. Isn't it something, Carol? My birthday is the 12th of April. Lauren's birthday is the 15th of November.
Wow.
Almost all of our friends have birthdays between the 9th and the 17th. And I know there's definitely something to that. I know each sign has 3 sections to it. And I know that the first section, which is a little bit confusing to people because it's say the 21st to the 30th or the 29th is the first 10 days. And then there's the second 10 days from the 1st to the 10th, and then from 10th to the 20th. But
in your age and on our now calendar,
I have found that the older souls are born in that last third, and the younger souls are born in the first days of the sign. Let's say December 21st to the 30th. My first love, unfortunately for me, my first love was born December 23rd. So she acted and thought like an older soul, but when it came time to respecting me or my feelings, that didn't work out too well. It was all kind of about, her and her interests. So I really truly believe in astrology in so many ways. It's proven itself true for me in so many ways, but that birthday thing is really something.
There's another aspect to astrology. A woman that I know authored the book called "Who's the Matter with Me?"
Oh, yes.
And
Who was that?
I don't remember her
Oh,
name.
is that Louise Hay? Louise Hay.
No, this is another person. It was "Who's the Matter with
Oh,
Me?"
yes, yes. I have
And
that book.
and so a lot of times our problem, like I'm a Capricorn, so my mate might have pain in their bones, you know, and a Scorpio, that person could have a problem with production, having children. There's just we interact in very, very different ways. So we'll talk about that too,
Very
as we go
fascinating.
on our journey, on our quest.
Very fascinating. Well, Carole, I think we've covered a lot of territory today. I look forward to doing another show with you. I want to thank you so much for being here and sharing what you know. And we're going to get these shows out. If you like what you saw today, subscribe to us, comment on it, and send it around. Forward it to people that you know so they can learn what we're sharing here today.
Thank you, everybody. Have a great
Thank you,
week.
Carole, and thank you, everybody. Have a great, great day, and we'll see you again next time. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.